CDL Practice Test, California, General Knowledge, Part 2. Question number 32. Should I check the level of my oils during a test? A. No, this is not a regular part of pre-trip inspection. B. Only if the instructor states to do so. C. Only if the oil pressure gauges indicate there is a problem. D. Yes, this is a regular part of pre-trip inspection. The correct answer is here, D. Yes, this is a regular part of pre-trip inspection. Explanation. Yes, as part of a regular vehicle inspection as well as during a test, all fluid levels should be checked. Question number 33. When checking lights, you should A. Turn on the headlights and four-way flashers. B. Both of these answers are correct. C. Turn off the engine and take the key with you. The correct answer is here, B. Both of these answers are correct. Explanation. In step 4, turn off engine and check lights, of the 7-step inspection method, set the parking brake and turn off the engine. Turn on the low beam headlights and four-way flashers. In step 5, walk around inspection, leave the cab, walk to the front of your vehicle, and make sure that these lights are working. Question number 34. Which of these statements is true about causes of vehicle fires? A. Carrying a properly charged fire extinguisher will help prevent fires. B. Underinflated tires will not cause a vehicle fire. C. Poor trailer ventilation can cause flammable cargo to catch fire. The correct answer is here, C. Poor trailer ventilation can cause flammable cargo to catch fire. Explanation. Many things can cause fires, including underinflated tires, dual tires that touch, cargo that is improperly sealed or loaded, and cargo that is poorly ventilated. Question number 35. Which of these statements about cold weather driving is true? A. An engine cannot overheat when the weather is very cold. B. Windshield washer antifreeze should be used. C. Exhaust system leaks are less dangerous in cold weather. The correct answer is here, B. Windshield washer antifreeze should be used. Explanation. Prevent your windshield from freezing in cold weather. Fill your windshield washer reservoir with a windshield washer antifreeze that is rated for the cold temperatures in which you expect to be driving. Question number 36. The safety release valve is located on the air tanks and is used by A. Pulling a hand valve. B. Must be pulled after every working day. C. Self-operated when the air pressure is above 150 C. The correct answer is here, C. Self-operated when the air pressure is above 150 C. Explanation. A safety relief valve is installed in the first tank. The air compressor pumps air to. The safety valve protects the tank and the rest of the system from too much pressure. The valve is usually set to open automatically at 150 C. Question number 37. You are checking your steering and exhaust systems for a pre-trip inspection. Which of these statements is true? A. Leaks in the exhaust system are not a problem if they are outside the cab. B. Some leakage of power steering fluid is normal. C. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees can make it hard to steer. The correct answer is here, C. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees can make it hard to steer. Explanation. Steering wheel play of more than 10 degrees, approximately 2 inches movement at the rim of a 20-inch steering wheel, can make it hard to steer. Question number 38. While driving, you should use your mirrors to check A. The condition of the tires and cargo, B. Where the rear of your vehicle is while you make turns, C. Both two. The answers are correct. The correct answer is here, C. Both two. The answers are correct. Explanation. Before driving your vehicle, adjust your mirrors to show parts of your vehicle as well as what's around your vehicle. During your trip, you can use your mirrors to keep an eye on your tires and open cargo if any. When you turn, check your mirrors to make sure that the rear of your vehicle isn't hitting anything. If you're pulling a trailer, use your mirrors to keep an eye on it. If it starts to jackknife, you'll be able to spot it in your mirrors. Question number 39. Which of these is not a rule to follow for backing safely? A. Back slowly while using your mirrors. B. Combine backing and turning toward the driver's side whenever you can. C. Accelerate slightly to complete the backing process quickly. D. Make use of a helper as often as possible. The correct answer is here, C. Accelerate slightly to complete the backing process quickly. Explanation. Backing safely involves taking it slowly. Look around, watch your path as well as your mirrors, and pay attention to your helper's signals. You should never have to accelerate while backing. Question number 40. Heavy vehicles must sometimes travel more slowly than other traffic. Which of these is not a good rule to follow when you are driving such a vehicle? A. Turn on your flashers if it is legal to do so. B. Stay to the right. C. Signal other drivers when it is safe for them to pass you. The correct answer is here, C. Signal other drivers when it is safe for them to pass you. Explanation. If you must drive slowly, keep right and, if state laws allow it, use your emergency flashers to warn other drivers. Don't try to signal other drivers when you believe it's safe for them to pass you. If something were to go wrong, resulting in an accident, you could be held legally liable. Question number 41. Medical certificates must be renewed every A. 4 years, B. 9 months, C. 2 years. The correct answer is here, C. 2 years. Explanation. An FMCSA-approved medical examiner's physical examination is valid for up to 24 months. However, the medical examiner may issue you a medical certificate that expires sooner if you have a medical condition that should be monitored more frequently, such as high blood pressure. Question number 42. As the blood alcohol concentration or BAC goes up, what will happen? A. The drinker clearly sees how alcohol is affecting them. B. The effects of alcohol decreases. C. The drinker can sober up in less time. D. The person becomes more dangerous if allowed to drive. The correct answer is here, D. The person becomes more dangerous if allowed to drive. Explanation. Accident statistics show that the chance of a crash is much greater for drivers who have been drinking than for drivers who have not. Question number 43. Which of these statements is true about brakes? A. Brakes absorb more heat to stop heavier vehicles. B. Brake drums cool very quickly when the vehicle is moving very fast. C. Brake fade is not caused by heat. The correct answer is here. A. Brakes absorb more heat to stop heavier vehicles. Explanation. Brakes use friction to convert the kinetic energy of your moving vehicle into heat. However, overuse of the brakes, which can happen if you don't use engine braking enough, can generate so much heat that brakes can fade, lose their effectiveness, or fail. Question number 44. According to the driver's manual, why should you limit the use of your horn? A. The horn is not a good way to let others know you're there. B. It wears down the battery. C. It can startle other drivers. The correct answer is here. C. It can startle other drivers. Explanation. Your horn can startle other drivers, pedestrians, or animals. Hence, it should only be used to warn others of a potential hazard, not for general communication and certainly not to express anger or frustration. Question number 45. When do tank vehicles require special attention? A. When loading. B. None of these. Tank vehicles do not require special attention. C. When driving. D. When driving and loading. The correct answer is here. D. When driving and loading. Explanation. It is important that you have knowledge of tank vehicles even if you're not testing for that particular endorsement. Special attention must be paid to tank vehicles both when loading and driving. Question number 46. Which of these should you do during a trip as part of your en route inspection? A. Watch your gauges to check for trouble. B. Pay attention with your senses to possible problems. C. Check critical items when you stop, such as brakes, tires, and lights. D. Do all of the above. The correct answer is here. D. Do all of the above. Explanation. During a trip, you should be staying very alert to the situation, using your senses and gauges to stay aware, and checking critical items at stops. Question number 47. How can you test the parking brake? A. Set the parking brake and pull forward gently. B. Set the parking brake at highway speeds. C. Move back slowly and set the parking brake. The correct answer is here. A. Set the parking brake and pull forward gently. Explanation. The parking brake is meant to keep your vehicle from moving. The best way to test it is to apply the parking brake and then try to pull forward gently. The parking brake should hold your vehicle in place. If you're pulling one or more trailers, test each trailer's parking brakes in the same way. Question number 48. Cargo should have at least one tie down for each. A. 12 feet of cargo. B. 15 feet of cargo. C. 10 feet of cargo. The correct answers here. C. 10 feet of cargo. Explanation. Cargo should have at least one tie down for each 10 feet of cargo. Make sure you have enough tie downs to meet this need. Question number 49. What are some advantages of going right instead of left around an obstacle? A. Someone may be passing to the left. B. Both of these answers are correct. C. You can avoid a head-on collision. The correct answers here. B. Both of these answers are correct. Explanation. Steering to the left of a hazard can cause you to move into the path of an oncoming vehicle or a vehicle that is trying to pass you on the left. Question number 50. While driving, you should use your mirrors to check A. If your running lights are working properly. B. Where the rear of your vehicle is while you make turns. C. Your blind spots only. The correct answers here. B. Where the rear of your vehicle is while you make turns. Explanation. Before driving your vehicle, adjust your mirrors to show parts of your vehicle as well as what's around your vehicle. During your trip, you can use your mirrors to keep an eye on your tires and open cargo if any. When you turn, check your mirrors to make sure that the rear of your vehicle isn't hitting anything. If you're pulling a trailer, use your mirrors to keep an eye on it. If it starts to jackknife, you'll be able to spot it in your mirrors. Question number 51. Which of these statements about speed management is true? A. On a wet road, you should reduce your speed by about 1/3. B. On packed snow, you should reduce your speed by about 1/2. C. Both of the above answers are true. The correct answers here. C. Both of the above answers are true. Explanation. On a slippery road surface, your vehicle's wheels will have less traction and the vehicle's braking distance will increase significantly. On wet roads, reduce your speed by about 1/3. On snow, reduce your speed by about 1/2. On ice, slow down to a crawl and stop driving altogether if possible. On ice, your vehicle's braking distance may increase tremendously. Question number 52. In the event of a fire that occurs while you are transporting goods, what would be the first thing you would do? A. Keep the fire from spreading. B. Call for help. C. Extinguish the fire. D. Pull off the road. The correct answers here. D. Pull off the road. Explanation. In the event of a fire, you should try and pull off the road in an open area, not near any vehicles, trees, vegetation, and definitely not at a service station. You would then call the police or other authorities to alert them of your problem. Keep the fire from spreading, and extinguish the fire